we're doing this spring summer season because of obvious reasons. We felt very strongly about positioning it and that we could pioneer maybe some efforts, and so far so good. It's largely digital, as most of you know. Basically, I try to distill down what is the essence of the touchstones of SCR, and what is the vision of the future that's important to me that I said I would try to do. Well, what I said I would try to do is get more butts in seats, reach into community, make sure that we continually have a programming that reflects where we live, who we are, and also continues to be vigorous about the development of new work, now new musicals, while all the same time, like, making sure we cradle our legacy, so we don't leave people behind, but we also pick up people. And so what does that mean? Well, it means world premieres, it means theater for a young audience, it means classics, and it means now deep commitment in some ways to how we innovate for community and engagement. And so basically I kind of said, okay, well, if what we did before COVID was 7-Up, how do we now do Perrier with lemon or lime? Like, we get the essence of with because we can't do 13 plays, we can't add all the sugar that makes someone feel great. And so basically I started looking at that and saying, okay, well, let's film a TYA. Let's make sure the touchstone of Pacific Play Arts Festival is there. And then let's drive ourselves through vision for what is safe for our audience and our artists, and also allows us to do the most important thing, which is gather, right? And so what we ended up with is this partnership with the Mission San Juan Capistrano to do the last thing I spoke of, which is to gather safely. So we're going to be outside in the summer with a new program called Outside SCR. I said to the board, here's the deal. If we fail, we'll fail gloriously and everyone will understand why we tried it. But my greatest hope is that it stands a chance to become tradition. And that's where we're heading. We're bringing back Jose Cruz Gonzalez's American Mariachi, which was what I launched my first season with at SCR for 6 performances in rep. So changing night after night with You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And those 2 shows particularly were chosen because I felt strongly about having, 1, an entry point ticket that is not astronomical, and 2, that floating families to be able to come back and do something together around the theater. I lovingly refer to it as sort of like Chardonnay theater, but there's no sin in that for me. I mean, the idea that we're going to dip our toe back into gathering. These are stories that are timeless and wonderful, and also allow multi-generational kind of experience together. And that feels appropriate for outdoor Under the Stars in the summer. We've never really produced in the summer other than our conservatory. There's been the odd thing here and there outdoors, but this is a huge endeavor. We're literally building a theater out in the Mission, and it's glorious, and putting us all as a staff on the same page to create something that we've never done before. And that, as a new artistic leader, is exactly what I was looking for, is to say, okay, there's deep, great history here between a lot of you, and we've done things in a certain way. How can we look together internally? What can I create or help create that puts us all on equal footing to experiencing each other as a staff? That has happened. The staff has been extraordinary on all of this. And for me, it's brought me closer to the artistic staff in ways I hadn't anticipated. And that is one of the blessings of COVID, and one of the blessings of us having to really deep dive in how we innovate. More than perhaps you wanted to know, but that's kind of the arc of what we're doing and how it's affected SCR at the moment. I want the audience to remain engaged, as curious as they've ever been. I want our audience to get out of these next several initiatives the fact that your theater, your SCR will not stop innovating, and we will not stop trying to push vision together to bring you the best quality and the most important stories of our time, from extant plays to new plays to, as I said, reaching kids. I think, at least I can speak for myself. I can't speak for anyone else, so I won't. But I am so hungry to gather again, and so I'm hopeful that this arc ramps up to Outside SCR, which is the last component, where people feel like they followed this mini season in order then to come back together and experience the joy of being live together. And I hope, even in its kind of truncated breadth, our audiences will get to peek into those touchstones of South Coast Rep and say, oh my gosh, even in that, yeah, we got a huge arc of experiences. Hey, thank you. If you enjoyed this, head on over to South Coast Repertory's website. There's all sorts of information on how to get tickets, how you can help, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the theater.